This is a great example of predict the question, right? So we use that a lot to know what rules to look for. But here, look, one of these choices is telling me to delete everything, right? Well, I know that on the SAT, for style questions at the least, short is better, right? So this would obviously be the shortest choice because it would delete everything that's underlined. Now, that doesn't mean I automatically pick it because it's the shortest, but watch what happens. It gets my brain on that path where now I'm thinking, oh, okay, let me think about shortness. Let me see if there's any real reason to keep these other words, right? Because now I have a choice that's better just by being shortest. So I need a reason to keep this other stuff, to add more words, right? So if I look at the first piece here, what's in there? Illegal activities, well, that phrase is not repeated. But now I'm reading the sentence and thinking, well, do they say that idea in some way, right? Is there any reason to keep that? Taking on the public interest, investigative journalism involves original, often long-form reporting on such topics as illegal activities, street crime, corporate wrongdoing, and political corruption. Well, crime, wrongdoing, and corruption are all examples of illegal activities. So choice A is not adding anything new, and so it can go. Yeah, it's different words, but remember, when we know that the SAT prefers shorter choices, we really need a good reason to keep this, and it's not different enough for me to keep it. Let's look at B, business scandals. Well, business scandals sounds a lot like corporate wrongdoing, right? What's a business? It's a corporation. What's wrongdoing? A scandal, right? Again, it's not the same wording, but it's so similar, and again, knowing that they want shorter choices, I need a very, very good reason to include it, and I just don't think I'm getting one here. So that also adds unnecessary words. And abusive government power, well, political corruption is abusive government power. So they're clever here. They're trying to get you to add more because they know that when you write your essays for school, you ramble and you prefer to say more because you think longer sentences are better. So they're using your own bad instincts against you. That's a bad instinct. Usually it's better to be short and clear and not to ramble on just to fill a page. So that's what they're doing here. And so we know that going into the question because that choice exists. We know that there is a very short choice given to us. So that gets our brain moving on that path and we start to read these other choices with that idea in the back of our heads. If we just went into this sentence without predicting the question, predicting the thing that they might be testing, we might not notice that illegal activities is similar to crime, wrongdoing, and corruption, or that abuse of government power is the same thing as political corruption, right? We might not notice how similar those ideas are. It's only when we get our brain on the right track that we can make that connection and guarantee ourselves these points. It's a very simple rule in the SAT, but you gotta be thinking about it and remember that it's there and get your brain looking for those kinds of things. Otherwise, yeah, this will slip by you and you'll never know the difference because none of those choices are grammatically wrong. They don't sound that bad, but we have a provable reason to get rid of them.